I never thought I would do a long-term project on the aftermath of an earthquake, but here I am. Today I'm taking you on a different kind of journey. But to let you understand what is going on, I need to explain how I got here. In late November 2023, I went on a road trip to Noto Peninsula, a remote stretch of land not particularly famous even among Japanese people. I went because I am obsessed with the remote Japanese countryside. That place had left a strong impression on me. I remember it for the dramatic sceneries and the beautiful villages along the coastline. But 1 month after I left, a devastating earthquake hit Noto with terrible consequences. Many people died, many others were left without running water, electricity, or a home for months. Because I felt a strong connection to the area and because I couldn't stop thinking about the people living there, I joined a volunteering project led by the amazing Adriana, an Italian chef and owner of an Italian cooking school in Tokyo. So in March of 2024, we went to Noto to support the local population, cooking Italian food for over 1,000 earthquake survivors. Later, at the end of the year, the area was hit again, this time by landslides. More homes were lost. So last month, the same group of volunteers regrouped and returned to help. Once again, I joined them, volunteering and documenting the aftermath of the disaster and the strength of a small group of people doing something extraordinary. To cook for 1,000 people, we loaded a food truck in Tokyo 1 day before the departure. I helped with the arrangements and began documenting the journey on film, shooting with my Leica MP. It's always very exciting before the departure. Oh, and Doug arrived. Hello, sir. Oh, hi. Nice to see you. Hello, Doug.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, hisashiburi.
Sashiburi.
You ready?
Yes, we park.
Amazing. After we loaded the truck, I said goodbye to Adriana and the team. They would drive through the night, while I took a train to Ishikawa and met them the next day. Day 1 in Noto for the 3rd time. For this trip, I asked my dear friend Luigi to join me. Noto is on the other side of Japan. After a long train ride, we rented a car and drove towards the first location, where we'd be serving food for 250 people. Adriana and the team were already there, getting lunch ready. I jumped in right away. 3 people handled the kitchen. Doug, Adriana's partner, and I distributed pasta and soup. Luigi handed out coffee. 3 more volunteers gave out cake and candy. After lunch, we held a raffle to give away bags full of tomato sauce, pasta, and other supplies. And after a couple of hours, we packed up again and went to lunch ourselves. What you think?
Perfect. Super cool, super amazing people, super nice dog. Everyone speaks to me in Japanese and I don't understand shit, that's the only issue. But other than that, amazing. Incredible.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like it's great to help people, and the group is also
that's
amazing.
I think the nicest thing.
We'll go to have lunch, and after lunch, we will move to the location for dinner. So then we will have to serve again about 250 meals to people, and it's gonna be like this for the next day and a half.
After lunch, we drove another hour north. The scenery changed from busier towns to the remote countryside. We arrived in a tiny village where most residents were elderly. We didn't have much time before dinner, so we started unpacking right away. I took some photos as we set up. Around us there were construction sites, still working to rebuild from the earthquake that happened a year and a half ago. These wounds take time to heal. As people began to line up for food, we served them hot coffee to keep them warm. It was a chilly evening. To my surprise, many families with kids showed up. You rarely see children in the remote Japanese countryside. From a photography perspective, during this trip I approached things differently. Usually I shoot sceneries or buildings. People are often just compliments to the scene. But this time I wanted to tell a story about resilience and hope. I wanted the people to be at the center. After dinner and cleanup, we finally sat down for a meal.
Luigi, Adriana, evviva! Salute!
Dinner time is always a good moment to relax and regroup with the team of volunteers. That night, the village gave us a place to sleep, an old abandoned house, now used as a sort of community center. I have a photo of Luigi from that night, and yeah, his face shows how exhausted we were. Day 2. Nature follows no rules. We barely slept. We woke up around 7 AM and hit the road. We had a long drive ahead. We were heading towards a town called Machi no Machi, which had been hit hard by the recent landslides.
There were some landslides last year here, and lots of people lost their home. So yeah, just right after the earthquake, they suffered this, and I think this area is one of the most hit, and you can definitely tell what's going on.
And all of a sudden the scenery changed. The road in front of us was destroyed. Logs, debris, mud everywhere. Since we were ahead of schedule, I pulled over and explored the place with Luigi. It's hard to describe what it feels like to see a house torn apart by nature's brute force. The earthquake of 2023 damaged the mountains, and a year later heavy rains triggered massive landslides, wiping out entire villages.
We now made it to Machi no Machi, this town where we will serve food today for lunch. Everything is destroyed. Like, look at here. It sank like 30 centimeters.
Even more, no, this is more.
And even there, all the trees are destroyed from the landslides.
Excavators were working non-stop along the river banks. Construction crews were clearing debris. I walked through the ruins of a ghost town. I've always had a fascination with the remote, abandoned places, but this was different. This was loss. This was memory turned into rubble. These were the remains of real lives, photos, furniture, stories, now scattered like dust. And as I was standing there in front of what used to be someone's house, I realized how life fragile it is and how lucky I am. We regrouped with the volunteers and set up camp in a small square, between a gym that served as a shelter and a nearby supermarket. I went inside the gym. It was cold, even in late March. People, mostly elderly, have been living in tents for months. I can't imagine how they made it through the winter.
It's 11 AM, we're preparing, ready for the third meal. Give some food, bring some positive energy to these people, and have some fun. You always think of what happened, right? Of the negatives, of the pain and the deaths that occur during these events. However, volunteering is a very positive and fulfilling experience. Volunteering is giving a smile for 10 minutes to people that have lost everything, and it's about being positive, and that's what I love of volunteering, and that's what I'm learning through these trips in Noto.
Then it was time to serve lunch. Lots of people came, those living in the shelters, construction workers, and those that were still lucky enough to have a home. In different ways, everyone here had been affected, and our job was simple: to bring a warm meal and 10 minutes of comfort to them. After lunch, we packed up and drove to the final stop of the day, another shelter. The road was following the coastline, and all of a sudden I recognized this area.
You see here there used to be a road. I passed through this road the first time I was in Noto a year and a half ago. This is insane, the amount of destruction.
That is why I feel so connected to this place. I remember how it used to be.
I went through this tunnel a year and a half ago, and now it's gone.
And I feel this is my role in this story. I have to document how this place was, how it is, and how it will become. The local government built temporary shelters at record speed. Most of the people living here are elderly, and for many, this will be the last place they will ever live. Before dinner, Luigi and I explored some nearby homes. The landslides had destroyed the reinforced mountain walls. As you can see, mud and debris buried the ground floor of this one house. Back at the shelter, we served dinner. Thankfully, the residents had a comfortable place to eat. I hope that just for that one evening, they talked about something other than the disaster. Maybe about Italy, or an old trip, or some memories with friends. Here I took some of my favorite photos. Photos that truly represent the spirit of this journey, of volunteering, of resilience, and of hope. Day 3, until the next time. That night we drove to Suzu, our final stop. We were lucky to find a room in Ryokan. This was the third time for me to go to Suzu.
1 year and a half ago, I had dinner here, behind me. And this was a pretty big area, full of restaurants, and now there's nothing left.
I don't know what happened to the people that I met back then. I hope they survived. This experience changed me deeply. This story goes beyond natural disaster. It's about the people you meet, the small connections you make, the sense of purpose that emerges when you do something for someone else. This is just one part of the story of Noto, a story that I want to keep documenting, because Noto is not just a place. Noto is a story of survival, a story that I want to keep telling. So this is the end for today's video. And yeah, I know it's not a good ending, of course, because it will take a long time for this place and this community to fully recover. I plan to go back to Noto every year, as much as I can. Maybe I won't volunteer again there. Hopefully things will get better soon, but it will take a lot of time for the overall community to recover from this. And yeah, in a way, I think things will never be the same as before. So that's why I think I'm in this unique position, because I've seen it before the disaster, documented it, and I am documenting it now. So yeah, I don't know what to say. It's always tough to go, and beautiful in a way, because helping people is one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. Anyway, thank you so much for being here on this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.